everybody. Happy
everyone.
Sunday. The
It is.
special edition here of our Indie Comics Talk. And got a very special guest on with us today. We have the artist of Wynd, The Woods, Lucy Dreaming, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, lots of cover art, Michael Dialynas.
Oh my god.
Dialynas.
We
were talking about before. The very many ways that it can be mispronounced. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We both, since Wynd has been coming out, have just really enjoyed the story, but the artwork in it and the fantasy world that is built. It's just so much fun.
I like whatever way your brain comes up with the things that you draw. I'm here for all of it. It's like one of my favorite universes to spend time in.
Oh, thank you. I have no good answers to how I make things. And it's always very weird when you see people dissecting your work and like, oh, this must have been a reference to this. I'm like, nope, I just drew that and didn't think about it.
Looks cool. I think one of my favorite little things you've done all throughout the thematics is just like the little magic writings and symbols that are just on the rocks and the trees and the walls and chalk on the ground. And just the little things in the background of the art detail.
Yeah. All those extra details just immerse you in the world a little bit more. And that makes it more fun.
I tried my best. It's been a while.
You did a very good job, sir.
It's very weird thinking that I've been doing this for maybe close to 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I think it was mid 2019 when we started actually making the book.
Okay.
So is it about like 700 pages later?
Do you know how much more you guys are intending?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as there's more, that's all that matters to me. That means I'm getting more.
Two more books. Okay.
2 more books.
Was it originally going to be that long?
No, it was going to be a trilogy.
Okay. I thought I'd heard that before. Okay.
I've written it around the internet whenever I see someone saying, "No, the trilogy." I'm like, no, it's not going to be a trilogy. It's going to be 5 books.
It's going to be fantastic.
Or a big 4. We're still figuring that one out. It could be a big 4, or it could be 5. Yeah, but I think 5's the way to go.
As many issues as you want to make. If you guys want to do like one shots in the universe of the other characters and the other worlds, just like a book about this forest, little sprite babies, like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
As much as you want to give me, I want to read.
I could definitely go for a prequel series with just the Bandage Man. How he got there.
Awesome.
What about like underwater? There's gotta be something. It's a magic world. What's going on underwater? What's the Atlantis of this world doing?
Maybe. I mean, we've got giants now.
Yeah.
Yes, I love him. I love Strawberry.
So good.
That was the weirdest thing.
It's so every little character, all their little personalities, they're just so fun. Even the evil ones, I'm like, you're evil, but you're enjoyable to read.
I mean, I love drawing Zedra. I think she's my favorite.
Yeah.
In the whole book. And especially in the last issue.
She constantly looks unhinged in the best kind of way.
You haven't seen the last issue.
I love her.
More.
She is truly like scary. Like genuinely 10 out of 10. She shows up and I'm like, I don't go away. Stay away from my boy.
She's like when we started the 3rd book and she only showed up for like 2 pages in the beginning. I was like, cool. And we'd already figured out like she's going to show up in issue 4. But then we actually got to the point of making issue 4. It's like, she's going to show up on the last page of issue 4. That's why she's on the cover, because we intended to have more of her. And then it was like, okay, issue 4 is just going to be one insane climax with Zedra. It's going to be all the Zedra power, all the Zedra fighting, all the action. She is a crazy person.
I'm here.
How sad are we going to be?
You guys draw. the blood way, but like she tracks it and everything like that. It feels very ever so lightly like ley lines to me.
We didn't really bring that back into the third book because we didn't really need it.
Mm-hmm.
But the second book we needed that, and it was a good touch because I didn't want to have to constantly draw people going.
Yeah, I think it's a very good way to make it tangible without making it like kitschy.
Yeah, and also it's like the old cartoons with Tom and Jerry. Gotta follow that scent.
Yeah, you follow the waft of the pie.
Right.
Where is it?
I kind of regret not having that idea in the first book. Because I kept having the bandage man going and adding little sound effects, right? Sniff, sniff.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's just not as good at it.
Yes.
Like, she's
different
like
he's on a different level.
That's how you can explain it.
He's that like true like Eldritch Terror level of good at it.
No, she's the best. Like if you were scared of the bandage man, her brother, then be very scared. Be very, very afraid of her.
I love it. I think she's really well written. I think you guys have done a really good job translating them. Ooh.
Oh yes. Look at that.
It's amazing to me that like you do that with your hands and your brain and it makes that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
We figure out.
I mean, all the design from Wynd, from the woods, like the fantasy style that you bring in is just fantastic.
Thank you.
You just
I try not to do anything
else. I can't remember what it was, but you just did like a cover. Yeah, it was it's got a
Quest Aside.
It's got a guy. I think so.
Yeah.
Like you just did it. It was an FOC reveal cover, I think.
Or was it for Hard Eyes?
No.
Oh no.
Those have been really pretty.
With Vault, I did the whole B covers for Quest Aside.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Aside, yeah, and then the whole B series of covers for Hard Eyes. Yeah.
The Hard Eyes have been so cool.
Yeah, I was just looking at because I think it was originally going to be on FOC, the newest Hard Eyes, or maybe I'm looking at the one that's coming out next week. I don't know. One of them I was looking at, I was just like, this is so cool. Like it's such a cool take on what's going on in this story.
It's I had a good freedom. Like generally with Vault, they gave me a lot of freedom with their covers, and with Quest Aside, I didn't want to get like story beats, and since there were like so many characters in the actual story. Oh, what's going on? We here?
Yeah.
I just turned my own camera off.
I was like, wait, I just lost Jeremy, but that was
no, that was me clicking the wrong button. Okay. I was trying to pull up this right here because this is the one that I was admiring. Number 4 cover.
It feels ever so lightly like you but like pulled from like G.I. Joe and TMNT action figure style. The art that you do on those.
It's G.I. Joe and Barbie. It's because I didn't know what to do that I didn't want to spoil stuff because it's not my book, so I just tried to go with fun, weird covers. So I just like, let's play with some toys on this cover. And the previous one I did for the series had a box of terrifying muffins and cupcakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to play around. But with the Quest Aside, it was like there are so many characters, and I had 5 covers. I was like, I'll just make these character covers.
I love character profile covers though, especially for characters that you may not have gotten any like covers of them for, because I tend to I really like and latch on to the side characters a lot.
And plus like the artist on Quest Aside, she's a friend of mine, Elena Gogo, and like her character designs were so cool. I was like, I don't want to get too into story beats. Let's just focus. Let's make these like little character illustrations just to show off all these weird people in this world. And hopefully do more. Hopefully they do a second series and call me back.
People loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. It was very popular too. A lot of our people do D&D, so it was easy to bring it up with all the people that I play D&D with, or like do play D&D. I was like, hey, there's this book out.
Yeah, you're gonna like this.
Okay. Yeah, it was good.
So, what, I guess, stepping back into your history with comics, what got you into comics to begin with?
1 minute. Why can't I do mirror? There it is. All these books. You mean?
I'm also very bad at figuring out my background. Where to point.
Yeah, I point to the wrong side all the time, or I'm like, if I'm like, oh, I actually got it right. I'm like pointing over to a different person on the panel. It's like, yeah,
always
I'll point this way, usually.
All right, so go. What do you want to know?
I guess what got you into reading comics to begin with? What's your comic origin story?
Well, it's Turtles.
It's Turtles.
I was born in '84, so when those bloody Turtles came around, I was it 6 years old when the first movie came out?
Aww.
Okay.
Perfect timing. That was the thing.
Yep.
It was Turtles and Ghostbusters.
Target age group. Oh, the Ghostbusters.
That was it. Yep. So that was it. Like Turtles. Like I kept drawing Turtles, and Turtles brought me this far because I wanted to do Turtle comics, and thank God, spoilers, I did get to do a lot of Turtles comics.
Heck yeah.
Yes. I think I can never remember how many issues I did. I want to say around 12. Maybe more.
Was it like two full arcs?
No, because it was all over the place. Like I started with like 3 issues when they asked me to do a 5-issue arc, and I couldn't do the 5 because I was also drawing Woods at the same time. And I was like, I have to take this offer. I'm going in double time. I'm going to draw Woods and Turtles at the same time. And this is why I'm this person who draws 40-page issues right now. But
you like to test yourself.
Yes, and this is why we're gray from all the stress. But yeah, it was like Turtles. Like all my comics, because I grew up in London, everything there then was just Turtle Mania. And I think I said the word turtles too many times.
It's no such thing. You like turtles.
A few more times?
My best friend, her husband is a very big TMNT fan, has figures, books, all the stuff, all of it. Just loves it.
There's a few around there.
Continuously and constantly popular, and I don't think it'll ever stop.
Yeah. I think it did dip down at one point, but yeah, it came back with a vengeance.
IDW is still doing all right with it.
Last couple of years,
Last Ronin too. Ooh, that was so good.
It's over there somewhere too. Yeah.
We waited forever for it, but it was so good.
But yeah, I think I did. Like I started on issue 53. I was supposed to come in on 51, so I started with 53, then up to 55, and then I did a lot of extra side stories, one-shots, and everything. And then I came back with 89 to the main series, which was a Christmas Christmas special. And then from 89, I was like, I can't remember how many issues I did, but ended up finishing with 100. Okay. So, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
But
and most of the time, it was always simultaneously with something else.
Yeah.
Do you like having that many things, like having at least something to do always in the background, or no? Does you find that stressful as can be?
I used to be okay with it. I think now, especially these last 2 weeks, ever since I finished the last issue of Wynd, I think I need to take a little break. It's been a lot. Like literally,
break.
Everyone keeps seeing Wynd as a mini-series, 5 issues, and they never understand that each mini-series is like 11 normal issues.
And it's not just one mini-series either. You've got to roll it into more of the mini-series.
And there's
just like so
much.
It's thick. Everyone keeps thinking of it as like, oh, it's 5 issues. Like, no. If this was cut up into 20 pages, it would have been a whole year every year for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So
they fit snug in a bag and board.
They do.
They fit snug in a bag and board.
You always feel like you're getting your money's worth when you pick up an issue of it. You're getting to sit
and
there.
And it's not going to be just packed with ads in the back either.
No ads. I think our limit is 46. I think that's the limit that we have if we need to go that far. I don't think we've gone 46, but we've gone 44 for sure. Yeah.
Close.
Like James writes, then I'm like, yeah.
To look better on multiple pages.
Does James
like
kind
even
of
now
give
for the
you
books
just a lot of freedom with how you do things? Is it more he scripts it out and then is like, all right, have fun, do your thing?
I mean, we've been working together. Like next year, we will be 10 years collaborating.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We just
forget that the woods.
Oh,
I said I always forget that you guys did the woods together. Like in my mind, I know you did it and I know he did it.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
Yeah, that was
it's not the same fantasy.
Yeah, that was 4 years of work, but it was basically 3 years of comics. But we had like small breaks because I was still trying to figure out how to do this at a regular base because that was my first big comic other than 100 pages. Like this one went over. This was like nearly 800 pages, the whole thing, plus the turtles on the side.
Those are like maybe.
Yeah,
they are. So Wynd is literally going to surpass the woods in size.
I can't wait to see what like library editions and really pretty things y'all end up doing.
And
I think we've lost. What was it? We've lost the. Come again?
I was just gonna say, Boom does such good quality like hardcovers that like once there's a final like everything collected into a nice thick hardcover, it's gonna be awesome.
I'd love to get a good because they make them that nice size for kids and adults with small hands like myself. I would love one that's just like all 4 of them, but that size.
This is 5. 5,
right? Because there's 2 more coming. I keep forgetting that.
2 more. This is the thing. If we had kept the trilogy, I think we would have had we would have been able to do like the Sweet Tooth Omnibus, which is like 40 issues.
Yeah, that's a thick one.
Okay.
Yeah, but with us going now 2 more books, it is literally going to be.
I don't know. They've made some
60 issues long in real size
books.
I don't think we can do over 1,000.
You could do the first 2 and then so the next follow-up, are they going to be still subtitled The Throne in the Sky, or are they all getting new?
I think they're going to get new titles.
Okay.
That's the way I would have preferred it. We did it before, but we kind of didn't think that one through. But I think, each book would be a mini-series with a subtitle.
Okay.
So
what would you subtitle the second one?
It has a name.
Does it?
The Secret of the Wind.
Yep.
No, I never ever clocked that on it.
They each say book 1 was the flight.
But not on the single issues. I mean, so you would have wanted that like, on all the singles.
Yeah, I would have preferred if we did like 1 to 5, then 1 to 5, then another 1 to 5. So I think we're going to keep that going. The next series when it comes out, 1 to 5, and hopefully 1 to 5 on the last one because James has some big plans. I'm not sure we have 220 pages of that. We might need 300 on the last one.
So that wouldn't break the binding if you put all of those issues in one.
No, probably just break me as a human.
Super mega. We're gonna do like a Wynd annual #1.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a long one.
You do like the world of Wynd.
I never thought that I would do this again. Like after finishing The Woods, I said to myself, I don't think I'm ever gonna go and do 800-page comic again.
Well, technically.
Then 1 year later,
James was like, "Hey,
more than 800 pages."
No, James has one bad thing. He says, "Let's do a book. Let's do a trilogy."
Let's never stop writing.
My brain is coming up with more things we can do in this world.
Just like, hey, but what if?
I mean, so even with The Woods, I had signed on for 12 issues. And then it ended up being later.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that happens a lot with indie, though, because you'll get such great reception that it's like, okay, well, we want to make more because y'all want to see more. And why not? We're happy to tell more.
Ideas.
Not just that. It's once you start doing the book, you figure out the pacing, and then you see the pacing as how it unfolds. And then as you're going, like, yeah, we're going to need a little bit more. So even like with Wynd, once we did like the first 100 pages of book 2, like, yeah, I don't think we're going to be finishing on book 3. Like, this is
your overarching point A to point B, is it still the same, or has even that changed from when?
Everything has changed. Yeah, everything has changed. It's because like even the size, like it was new for me and new for James to do this size of a book. So we don't have the typical. We could do 8 to 9 panels on a page. We're trying to keep them down to 6. So even like keeping 6 panel pages, it's not, it's big. And also everyone keeps thinking that we shrink the books. No, this is the original size. We make the issues bigger in size.
I like it. I like the size.
Okay, I like honestly.
It. No, this was the original.
Like I said, I have tiny hands. I have no complaints about it.
I do see us maybe one. No, actually, I don't. I went to say it, but no, I don't think we're gonna do the issue size trades. That one
was the first one originally under Boombox, or was it always just the Boom title?
It was a Boombox book. It was a Boombox. Yeah.
Yeah.
We announced it to be like this is the whole thing, the whole story with the Wynd series. That we announced it as to be a 3-book series. And when the pandemic hit, I was just on the edge of finishing the first book, and all the comic shops are shut down.
Yeah.
All DC Marvel weren't publishing anything. Everything was on halt.
All the printers closed,
except for this guy here, sitting here working like nothing changed.
Like, I'm gonna get ahead.
And then suddenly, Boom was like, "Hey, we could launch an issue 1, and it would be good for comic shops to have a new issue 1 in store to bring people back because nothing is coming out right now." I was like, okay. So we just finished a 200-page book. Now we want to cut it up into issues.
Yeah.
So we had to like rethink everything, and then I ended up drawing an extra like 40 pages, just to make the whole 5 issues work and all the.
Was there a lot of slicing and dicing of the original content as well? Take this out, put new stuff in?
No, it was literally just adding.
Oh, nice.
Adding and making things bigger. Yeah, so it actually did become
out.
Like a director's cut.
Nice.
So the first book did work out. It gave us an extra time to add just enough more to make it better. Yeah, so everyone keeps thinking that we keep making the book smaller when it goes to collection, but it was originally made to be that size.
Interesting. Okay.
And I actually had to reformat a lot of pages.
Oh no, that's unfortunate. Oh, because it probably looked a little too blown instead of like actually supposed to be that size.
Not blown. Like there was a lot of I did a lot of extra stuff around the panels because the shape was like slightly shorter. And then when we went to put them into the issue size, I was like, shit, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to like strip all these parts. And I was like, add cutting bits,
reassemble
a lot of parts. But extra 40 pages, and then extra fix the chapters better, and then I had to do an extra 6 covers. I was like, hey, this was not what we agreed for.
Yeah. But the covers are all amazing.
Yeah.
But then when we got back to doing the second book, we tried to keep it more in line. Like, I'm going to draw this to work in both sizes. And then I'm going to try and get everything set up so we don't have to do extra work. So when the second book finished, my extra work to make the book feel better and not just like issue in line, I think I only did like 10 pages plus chapters. I think that was it.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. So now I'm looking at the same thing right now. I'm gonna have to do 6 chapters and then maybe a handful of pages to make it all work.
Okay.
Yeah. We are dumb. just adding extra work on this book.
I'm not exhausted.
Let's just add a little bit more. But I mean,
it's like I said, you keep making it. We'll keep reading it.
Yeah.
I'm happy. If you want to do like a whole like art of Wynd, like all your sketches and everything,
yeah. There aren't any sketches.
You don't have like the.
I tried.
Character design.
This is the thing.
Kitty.
This is the thing. When you're drawing 220, 250 pages a year, some things don't get concept art. They just grow on the page.
Okay.
Like
that's even cooler. The fact that it was growing as the story was going.
I think I have actually the third book has a few more. I think there's like this is book 2. Oh, wait, I did have a few pictures. Yeah, like how do we do this? I'll do it on the iPad. I do have a few nice ones we can show here.
Ooh.
Let me see.
Because those are some things like when they do the bougie library editions, you'll see like the scriptings and the sketchings and the character
back matter.
Yeah. I always love to see the art at the end to see like what we started with and how we moved from this wildly different starting characters. So how much have the character designs evolved? Are you still pretty consistent with the youth? So like Wynd and all the main characters, do they all still look pretty what you originally conceptualized them as? Like, do you feel like you kind of redid them a few times before you got to where they are?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, they've changed. Like even looking at book 1, Wynd is a total different character from book 1 to.
He's so scrawny.
He was a runt. He was originally supposed to be a runt, but once he grew wings, I had to grow him up a bit and make him a bit taller, make him more his age. Yeah.
Grow into who he is.
Oakley got a big redesign in book 3. I love
Oakley. Oakley is the best girl.
Yeah. I didn't like the hair loops that I'd given her because they weren't working with me. They weren't agreeing with me some of the times. So I just changed her hairstyle in book 3.
It's fair. You also have new environments and reasons to change them up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like this is one thing we haven't shown. What was it? This is the vampire place as a original sketch.
Wow.
All being in caverns between the deserts.
And it does make sense too because they've got the red accents on Zedra's military uniform and everything. Mm-hmm. Feels very.
But we'll see more of that in book 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the vampires are coming.
The vampires are coming.
I love it. I also like that it's vampire with a Y, and I know that it's because it's Wynd, but I like the old English vampirization of it.
And this is Zedra's winter clothes, as I was trying to figure out. Oh wait, spoilers.
Whoops.
Sneaky. Cool.
And I did have an original strawberry.
Strawberry.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, there's a few parts.
Can we get a strawberry plushie?
I want a strawberry statue.
Yes.
That would also be with everybody in the little container.
Oh my god. Yes. Boom, make it happen. Or
I would pay for that.
However, James is doing stuff through the store right
now. Trying
to
figure out hairstyles.
Yeah.
Which ones work better?
Yeah.
I like the long braids.
Yeah, but just
I feel like I never
could
draw braids, so I'm just inherently impressed by anybody who can.
I draw them wrong.
There's no such thing as wrong.
With like art decisions on the character design, how much thought do you put into like how, you know, I have to draw this over and over and over again. How hard is this going to be on me versus this looks cool and I really want this for the character? Like, how do you balance
that's
that?
one of the big things. You try to make things easier to draw, like, and that's one of the things I didn't. What was it when Zedra came around again? I had forgotten how complicated she is to draw, because she has so many gold things. Not just the scarring, she has like gold things, pointy things, and then she has with her new suit. I kept the suit, her winter suit. I kept it nice and clean. I was like, it's going to be 2 colors. No, that's just that's just fancy cover.
Oh,
that's not. Yeah, it's in the last page. The last page.
Oh, you mean the snowy outfit that okay.
Yeah, but then I had like gold bits on her one hand, and then I gave her gold claws on the other hand, and then I gave her little gold things here it's like a continuation from her scar, gold markings. I was like, shit, I put too many gold markings on this. And then I gave her a gold bracelet on one arm. And then as I was like kept drawing her, because she shows up a lot in the last book, I kept forgetting half the gold parts. And I kept having to go back. I was like, you forgot the bracelet, you forgot the thing on the shoe, you've forgotten this. So yeah, trying to keep a simple design for characters that you have to draw a lot is the best way to go.
Do you then get
if it's a complicated thing, just like even Strawberry's complicated, but I gave him the cloak to cover up most of the complication. Plus it's winter, it also helps that you don't
cover everything in snow a little bit.
Gotta stay warm. Do you get to have fun then with like, if you're like, I want to do a complicated design, I'm going to put that on some background character or someone who's going to appear like once or twice?
Well, I can't trust James in this.
So
if I draw a cool character in the background, you never know.
He'll be like, hey, that's a cool character. What's he up to?
Let's bring this person back in. I'm like, it's James.
No.
You remember that guy from that one panel standing behind Prince Yorick on the 3rd book? Had those cool pants. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked to some creators that like that's what they'll do is like they're just doing stuff and they're like, that was really cool. Let's bring them back. They're like, any background character is bound to come back at some point later in the story. Like
especially when it gets big enough.
Coming from Scout Comics, they said anybody that's been in the background could come into the story again later. Yeah. It's like, ooh, okay, so now you gotta like watch those background characters. So anybody that you draw fancy in the background, James is likely to bring into a future book. I see.
I was 100% sure he was going to bring back one character I did in book 2, and I kind of dreaded it. I was like, oh no, what have I done? But then it didn't come up. I was like, okay.
Let's see.
Try to figure out where it was. It's one of the fairies. If that helps. Yeah, this guy. In this big thing here. I gave a lot of detail on this guy.
Yeah.
Like a guy with a wasp design on his clothes, carrying a giant scroll.
Nice.
So that's who our new spin-off series is going to be about. We're here to announce it today.
The Wasp Scroll Guy. Delivery service.
100%.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, even some of the vampires, like, I try to keep them consistent, because there's always background vampire guys with the Zedra's group. And I try to keep, like, this is the one that she had in the first time she showed up. And then, oh, look, she showed up again. Maybe she needs the guy. Maybe he's the guy that should be the person that she talks to. Maybe.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. A question from the chat about advice for if you have trouble settling on character design. I guess. You mean like
it's literally what we kind of said right now, like trying to keep things simple, and you could always follow the rule of 3, which is keep your special special design elements to a limit of 3. Like Harry Potter is a guy with round glasses, a scar on his forehead, and scruffy hair. That's it. Wynd is a guy with pointy ears, teal hair. Now he has wings. Now he has also blue skin. But the design elements is very specific, and he has the logo on his back, the sun, the moon, and the star, which I tried to keep when he got his new clothes. I was like, I want the design element to follow through, even though he does lose his shirt, and then we need to.
Crop top.
Yeah.
That's
a fun story. No, that's a fun story.
How you put him in a crop top?
That wasn't supposed to be.
I love it. I think it's perfect.
It was only supposed to be for the first scene of the book.
You just kept it.
And no, we didn't just keep it. I kept saying to the whole point was he was going to have an awkward shirt that wouldn't fit him because of his wings. So it would be a crop top. And at some point, he would get new clothes. And as the book was going along, those clothes never came. And literally, like, the cover has him with these clothes, or the first issue. I was like, come on, these clothes aren't coming. And then he just ended up the whole book having this crop top that was just.
We were still in issue 3.
Yes. Yeah, Eric loved that top.
I love the crop top Wynd. He makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I love the sweet baby boy.
But it was like literally the whole I did this whole design for his new clothes, and he gets it in 1 page in the whole book.
Oh.
Yeah. No, but it was like it's like a fun story. Like, come on, James, where's the part where he's gonna get those fairy clothes? He'll get a shirt
eventually. He has more important problems.
Yeah. Clothes are
there's war coming.
Not thinking about changing his clothes right now.
He's got
like non-stop action.
He's fine.
So sometimes the design of the character comes down to where they can go to get new clothes.
Yeah, like especially with book 2, that happened a lot. Like people are losing things and getting other clothes. Like Yorick has this weird. He has this very large hoodie, which he literally I gave to him because it was after the shipwreck. Mm-hmm. So I was like, he needs something to wear. He cannot just wear this the yellow shirt. So I gave him the hoodie, which is a hoodie worn by one of the dead sailors.
So it wouldn't.
So it's like it's like big and frumpy on him, and on the back it has a crown because it's a royal.
Yeah. I love how absolutely. I don't want to call him useless, but he's just like the crybaby.
He is.
Like, goddamn princeling.
Yeah.
So as the book goes along, he's wearing this big coat with a hood. And then when book 3 came along, I was like, he's just going to keep wearing that because they haven't had time to change clothes. Mm-hmm. So I was like, we're going to have to like scrub off the crown from the back. So it's the same hoodie, it's the same coat thing that he wears in book 2, but now in book 3 it's the same without the crown, so it doesn't, make him a target. So everyone is like getting bits of clothing, adding bits of clothing, and then he gets
very like traveler's path.
Yeah, and to make his connection with Marion more prominent in book 3, I gave. Let me just remind myself what she wears in books. She was wearing something in book 2 that I just gave to Yorick. So now he has a bit of her on him. I think it was something purple. So now he has a purple scarf because of her. But yeah,
little extra pieces here and there picked up along the way.
That he's going.
Yeah.
And yet, Wynd not able to get any new shirt.
Listen,
he did get those fairy bindings.
Yeah. He doesn't
one
need
thing
doesn't need it.
The book 3, they had most of the characters wear like these binding tape thing to keep them warm, which is basically something that's fairy made that accommodates extra wings. So it's just like it binds up the body and the wings can stay out, because different fairies have different wings and different parts of the body, and some have 4 arms, some have 2 arms. So it's like this binding tape that fits wherever you're going to bind it. So that's what Wynd gets. And then in the middle of the book, you notice that other characters have the binding underneath their clothing to keep them warm.
I did notice that, and I assumed it was just something that they'd been given, but I didn't understand like the specific use of it. But I was like, oh, I guess they stocked up before they left.
Yeah. When Marion comes out of snacks. That's the thing. Like Marion leaves the fairy capital with like 4 bags of stuff, which they all need to, it's all like clothes and.
He finally gets real clothes.
Around the arms and everything.
Wrapped up.
Yep. I was like, oh, I guess that's just like a thing to keep warm.
Yeah. Fantasy logic.
Yeah. I like it. I thoroughly enjoy all of the different, like the ways that you've come up with, just making all the different regions fleshed out. They're all similar, like I said, with that, like, writing on the background and everything like that, but they all have their own vibes and styles.
Yeah.
Like when you showed us the desert, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely the vampires. Like Ken can easily see that.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's I think the fun of fantasy world.
You've done a very good job of making your world tangible to me. No matter how wild and crazy it is.
I mean, even like the story parts where we talk about the how the world was made. Even that is like, I'm trying to bring design elements that make sense to who is saying the story, and that every story has like, there's like little parts that are the same visually because it's the same story but told from different perspectives.
Yeah, I liked the creation of the giants, the myth that you did. I thought that was really, really fun.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. They're like, they just left. They got bored. Yeah. I was like, oh, shit, I like this.
But the thing is, they're the same gods from the first book. But they're just giants in this story. So I had to like bring in the color elements from the gods from the first book. But now in this story, they're just giants.
It's just the giants.
Blue, one was green, one was pink, red.
It all makes sense. Like each time we've gotten some sort of history that's from a different perspective, there's elements that are going to be the same, but they've got their own view on what happened. So it's kind of cool to see that all linked together in that way.
And it's also like a fun challenge for me every time, because like the second book, it was like metallic with like textured marble with metal accents. I was trying to give that kind of vibe in the story, but then now with the giants, I was like big brushy style.
Yeah.
Everything is a statue. Everything is big and rock. Yeah.
It's all got weight to it.
I'm waiting for when we hear the creation story from the vampire side.
Oh, yeah.
Have you already drawn that?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if you were like a ways ahead of where we are.
No. I'm just thinking when that time comes.
So you're already mentally prepping for it.
Like that was going to be a red story.
Just a couple weeks ago, wrapped up when the last Wynd issue for this arc, right?
Yeah. And
end of this month.
It's got
Take a small break. It's the end of December.
No, I think it's like next week.
Oh yeah, that is the 14th. 14th.
Why did I think it was the next week? The 20.
I guess Ford just. I feel like Ford just came out but that's actually probably
to be fair, I only just read it last week because I finally had time to read all my books.
I think it wasn't a month. It was like 3.5 weeks. Like
it was that like published the last week of the last month and a little bit sooner in the next month.
Oh, yeah, November 16th, and then it'll be December 14th. So it's about a month there.
Like
I don't know. Time is weird. Time is weird right now. It just feels like
blame the holiday.
I just read it, but that was a couple weeks ago. All right.
Look, I just drew it. That's how I felt.
He's like, I would like more time, please, if you could. Yeah. Thank you.
This issue is coming out next week. I finished drawing 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's also pretty impressive on like the turnaround for putting it out there.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple of weeks, and then the Diamond gets it, and then the stores like in America, I think they get it a few days earlier than Wednesday.
No, I usually get from Diamond. My stuff is usually showing up like Tuesday afternoon for stuff that goes
it's
on
still
sale
before Wednesday.
Yeah. It's usually.
I live in a country where we get them a month later.
Well, that's fair. I've always wondered about that. If y'all's release date was the same as ours.
No. Diamond UK, which takes care of like the European side of things, UK would get everything on Wednesday, the same day as the US, but everyone else,
then they ship
depending
out.
on
they have to get it from the UK then to everywhere else.
Yeah, so it could be 2 weeks to a month later. Which is kind of oh, what's this?
We got another question there in the chat.
Peanut Gallery question.
Using a theme for each arc in your art, how long would it take to conceptualize and structure the arcs in that fashion?
This is a hard question. Do I have a theme?
Asking the burning questions.
I feel like
the story has a theme, like especially with the third book. It was like winter. White.
Yeah, it does kind of feel lightly seasonal almost, because like you had the forest, which felt very spring, and now you're going into the winter arc, and the town could be considered like fall.
Yeah,
seasons out of order.
Yeah,
fall, spring.
Just every location has its own kind of.
But I guess that could just be the different parts of the world are in different seasons and stuff.
And I imagine like the next book will be in the desert because we're
so it'd be like
dry summertime.
Yeah, but I did enjoy like, the snow did help a lot in this book. It was very interesting to draw things but then not draw them, if that makes any sense.
Draw them and then cover them up.
Cover them up with
snow. It's like, this is a mountain, these are the trees, and then it's just going to be a nice white paste over everything, and then all I have to draw is like a rock or two and some shapes. Cool.
Like, yeah, I got this. Still drawing 4 to 8 extra pages every issue.
Well, that's the thing. If they're extra pages because they're in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to draw.
So it looks like I guess he's asking maybe about the history pieces, with like the metallic approach you were talking about in book 2, and then what you're doing with
the creation myth specifically.
Yeah.
About those themes, that part. Yeah, depending on who's telling the story, like I adjust to make like I think we've already talked about this part. Like the second, like the first creation story was told by humans, but in a very what's the word I'm looking for? Not bigotry.
Like human-centric kind of view.
It's human-centric, and there's a lot of parts that they kept out, so they just focused on the part that made the humans look good. Yeah, and I wanted that to be, keep the street art style from Pipetown, and just have that as like a brushy wall fairy tale. And I was saying, like, when we got to the second part, which was with the fairies, and since Marion is the person telling the story, then it was like more lavish and gold and like a nice. Where is it? Since I have the book in front of me, I had a lot of fun with this.
Easier. So I guess with all of that and developing those themes, it kind of did it fall into place with as you were already really drawing the fairies and already drawing the Pipe Town view, that theme naturally followed from what you were creating in the rest of the story.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing. Like, this is something I haven't really thought about, but it actually did just fall into place. Like, we were in Pipe Town for the first book, and then we were in this fairy outpost for the second book, and then we ended up spending half the book with the giant.
Yeah,
sort of. And and plus it's also in the old where the throne in the sky is.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? So it's like it's a mix between what the giants know and what the real story on the way he sees it, because he's like an archaeologist. He takes care of the ruins of the old city where the ones used to be. So it has that kind of it's kind of fallen. Like, this is what I said in the beginning of the.
You can call it a podcast.
Did we say this off?
It's a visual medium podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did we say this before starting, or did we say that at the beginning of the show? Where it was like, I kind of forgot what I was saying. Oh crap! I literally just forgot what I was saying.
It's okay. We were talking about the giant when he was telling his story, and you're saying it was like a mix between the giant's view and.
I'm gonna have to put a pin there. I literally just forgot.
That happens to me all the time. You gotta
we said something. We said something at the beginning of the podcast, and now I've literally forgot what we just said. What we said then.
I'm trying to think what it was that your brain had triggered back to. Because I'd mentioned
We'll review the tape and we'll see what it was later. We have a compliment about Wynd here.
Because it is one of the best.
From TMNT here.
I'm not sure if I'm a great guest. I'm bad.
No, you are. Absolutely. I guess this is. Yes, that's
your
what
brain's thinking.
And there's a question about if Wynd was gonna be an animation. Would you want to do any part of art in animation there, or would you want to leave that to like a whole new team?
This is
theoretically not based on any rumors or news about
unless you would like to confirm or deny.
I've had these thoughts for a while, and I think if we ever actually got to do something like this, then I would only participate as a advisor and art direction.
Okay.
Just consult.
I wouldn't put my hand. Yeah, just consult, make sure that everything is working story-wise and design-wise, and not just make things up.
Yeah. I could see it working in the animation style of Dragon Prince on Netflix. The Avatar Studios, the Avatar people's thing. I could see it working.
Like animation has become very easy in some ways, and the 3D has gone a long way. The TV 3D animation has gone a long way since Beast Wars in the 90s. Since I saw the trailer for the new Transformers film, and I was remembering Beast Wars. Yeah, I could see a lot of things happening, but I wouldn't want to be a bigger part because I am making the book. I would rather hand it over to someone else.
Do you feel like you've told your story, or are like telling your story and you don't need to do it again?
I could add more. And with a TV adaptation, say, I imagine you would need more padding, because I think Wynd works better as movies and not as a TV show.
Okay.
Because the size of each book, I could say it would work better within the 2 hour limit and not go off the rails into the 4 hour seasons.
You're trying to tell one whole story instead of break it down into like 45-minute episodes.
Well, I mean, animation would be 20, but they tend to do 8 or 10 episodes or 13 episodes.
Yeah, I see a lot of like 12s now too. Really long seasons for animation.
So I've always thought of it in 2 ways. There's the manga way, the manga animation way, which it would be 100% adaptation of the book. So if you were someone who saw the first season and was like, oh, this is amazing, I want to continue reading it, and you just pick up the second book,
it just starts
and you're good to go. Because I did that with My Hero Academia. I watched the first 3-4
I love My Hero Academia. I am a massive My Hero Academia fan. Let's go.
I haven't seen the new season because I'm waiting for more episodes.
I'm all caught up on the American release books, not the Japanese books. But how far
I read the weekly as it comes out.
My coworker does. So I've spoiled and had things spoiled for me, so like I kind of know what's happening.
I'm only 5 volumes in.
It is my favorite.
My God.
I'm obsessed with it.
I love it though.
Team Hawks.
It is hot take, the best superhero comic.
Not hot take, true take, best take, real take.
Okay.
Only take.
It's a world that makes sense. It's going to have a start and a middle, and an end. It's going to have an end. We're going to be done. That's it. No extra stories. No building. Keeping these characters alive for 50 years.
Second point. There it is.
Yes.
It's growing. My manga.
I'll show you my Hero Academia shelf when we're done, because it's a whole bookshelf.
That one I'm still working on, but getting there.
But I was saying, like, I saw the first 4 seasons, and I was like, "This is great! This is great!" I cannot wait another year for the next season. So I asked a friend of mine, I was like, "Where do I go? Where's the jump on? Where's the jumping on part?" It's like, yeah, it's easy. Just go from here onwards.
Yep.
And so you can either take that as an adaptation, just be 100% faithful to the book. Maybe it'll have some extras, but that'll be it. So jumping in and out of the
something that doesn't change any of the overarching.
Yeah.
So you either go that route, or you just make a pure adaptation that is different from the book itself.
I want both.
Yeah.
I could see both working. I could see myself.
Like, I don't want them to change anything, but also like I just want more Wynd.
I could see both. This is the thing. I could see both ways, because I would like what we've made to be what it's based on, but I also see myself going, I could have done a few things differently, and I would like to see those things that I would have done differently if I went back in time. Okay. Let's do this again from the beginning.
See how this plays out.
I would like to. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a certain character that you think you'd like to spend more time with?
The Bandage Man. I would love.
Is he your favorite?
He's not my favorite. But
because you were saying this might have been before we started, but you wanted to. You would love to do a prequel.
You would do a prequel series. I would love to read a prequel series.
Yeah, because we only had him around as a presence. Yeah. We didn't really have a full. This is this guy. Like, I think a prequel series would work. Doesn't have to be big, James. Doesn't have to be.
But it can be.
Could be one giant one shot, or
you could do 3 issues instead of 5. Yeah. 3 double fat jam-packed issues.
So 6 issues, really.
Just one hardcover book, maybe 100 pages, 150 max, and just give what the world was like.
Give the people what they want.
20 years ago, 10 years ago.
If you open up that door, James
I'm getting stressed.
James is gonna take that and he's gonna be like, here's 1,000 more pages just about the Bandage Man.
This is what you wanted.
Listen, you told me you wanted to do
not...
a Bandage Man story, so now we're gonna do 5 arcs on the Bandage Man. I don't know what you want from me. You asked, I wrote.
There was a comment and then the question we've talked about already, so you might have missed this, but 5 arcs is the plan now for Wynd. But
and arc 3 is the one that is ongoing now.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
But yeah,
it'll be another 2 years of my life.
Yay!
Yay!
It's like when I talk about Saga, and I'm like, yes, we waited 3 years. Yes, we already got 1 volume. Yes, we have 8 more coming.
Yeah.
8 more.
So he said it's going to be the exact same number of single issues as volumes 1 through 9 for what is left. We literally were at the halfway point.
Wow.
So it's really
7 more years of Saga. Yeah.
Okay.
8.
The Saga continues.
More years.
All right.
I said about 9, and I'm giving them. We'll see.
We had one volume released this year, and it seems like it's starting again in January this coming year. So
and they'll probably get 1 volume out and then a few issues. They'll get 2 out in 1 year. So I'm saying like 8-ish, 7 to 8 years.
This is the weird thing. Like when we were doing The Woods, it always bugged me that we did 9 volumes because I wanted the 10th.
Like you want
1
that
more volume.
Yeah,
like we got this far. It's 9.
You may as well just make 5 more issues.
But it ended in the right spot.
Yeah.
So we got to do a 1-shot.
A prequel volume.
Some prequel volume.
Or do like the Wicked and the Divine had like all those single issues from different eras and stuff.
Yeah, and then they did that.
Which
that was good.
could fit in the Wynd's world, People
you could just give me a 1-shot of everyone else's life before.
This is the thing.
Show me the fairy kingdom.
I'm an insane person, and even when we started the 3rd book, I was like, look, I'll work Monday to Friday. And then maybe on weekends, I can do like a 1-page story in the world of Wynd. And, when we get to the end of the 3rd book, I'll have like 40, 50 pages of these 1-page stories. That never happened. But I did think about it. I did consider
3 pages of like bonus manga at the end of my book. Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The bonus stuff.
The bonus
I was ready to go in there, but no.
Just give me some poorly drawn lines of Wynd flying around and dropping his tools on his friends. Like, oh crap, sorry, my bad.
Oh,
that weird boy.
I have so much fun with that. So with Arc 3 wrapping up, any expected timeline on Arc 4? Are you gonna take a nice little break here before heading into that?
This is a thing that we will have to discuss very soon.
Have they? I haven't checked yet, just because I simply haven't looked. Have they announced when the FOC date or when pre-orders for the book, the hardcover of 3, will be?
I saw online, because the internet tells all.
Like I said, I literally just have not bothered to look yet. This is me being
I don't
lazy.
think it's been in the preview catalog.
No. It hasn't been in previews yet, but the Simon & Schuster dates have come out, and I think the soft cover is in August, which would make the hardcover July.
Nice.
Okay.
I still have to draw the cover for this week.
So that would probably
wait to see it.
Arc 4 coming out after that, so that people can pick up volume 3
going to be on the cover
and like catch up.
Yes.
You should put Strawberry on the cover.
Strawberry on the cover.
Yes, he's on the cover.
Yay!
I push for it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, wait. This is my push, right? I want a strawberry pin to be the pin for the next one.
One of those big ones, those big pins.
Yeah, do like a double sized pin, because we've got Zedra for this arc, but do like a big boy strawberry.
Big boy strawberry. We should do one of those. What are those anime ones I've been seeing? How big are they? They're like big as a phone.
Like
is it about the fig pins?
No. The enamels, big, huge enamel pins.
Oh yeah, I have seen some big.
Also, like, you've seen the Funko pins. They're like almost the size of the Pop figures. They're just like, it's a pin, but it looks just like a Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm. It's like this big.
Yeah, it's huge.
They have kickstands.
Your clothes is like just walking around with a piece of metal hanging off you.
Like I can't stand upright.
This is fun. You actually use it to keep your cloak sealed.
Yes.
Oh, I would love to make clokes, mini cloaks for Wynd.
Oh. Final page, them all in thematic
Wynd
cloaks.
Merchandising. Like, let's. So many things could happen with that.
Yeah, so many things. But let's just finish the books first.
Yeah.
Because everything, like, I have my hand in everything. Even when the T-shirts come around, the pins, like, I'm sitting there trying, adding all these extra stuff. Even the backing for the pin. Like, we don't have other people doing them. I had to make the little backing for this.
Yes. I pulled like I was showing this earlier. I got all the pins and things. Not all of the Wynd ones yet, but I have all the backing boards. I kept them because they're just awesome. All the different things. But there's the little. Whoops! I grabbed the wrong thing because I can't tell what I'm holding in the video.
Oh, poor Spritle.
Yeah.
Little Spritles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do more of them too, because we still haven't actually touched up on those yet.
You could
There's
do
a whole big
like there could be winter Sprittles and spring Sprittles.
Sprittles grow where they grow, so they are environmentally.
They grow where the magic happens.
So we might see some in the desert in the next arc.
Yes, and they will be very different from the other ones.
Are they cacti Sprittles? Are they? I don't know how to turn that word into. I don't know how to do that. Is it a cactus Spritle?
Look, I am a very big Pokemon player, so
yes.
Have you been playing the new?
They will be dark types.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
So I know we're getting kind of close to. We've been on a little over an hour, but if you got time, we'll keep talking.
I'm fine.
Cool.
I'm gonna light a cigarette on YouTube.
Sounds good. Arc 4, we already said we're gonna be more in the desert with the vampires. Arc 5, right now we don't know of any other environments, I guess. Or is it gonna be more of like all around the world, different places, kind of coming together to bring the story to a conclusion?
I think, without saying too much, it will be more of a everything everywhere type
all
thing.
At once.
Okay.
All at once.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yes.
The real multiversal movie we deserve.
Yes.
Like, if I nearly went crazy with the last issue of Wynd because I had on my plate about 30 different characters because everyone shows up, I do not want to think what book 5 will do to me.
Everyone shows up.
Will it be like the Wynd Avengers assembling?
All the portals
popping out of portals.
Just thinking, like I like even.
You're gonna have to draw the Wasp guy again.
Yeah, he'll show up with holding his scroll. Yeah. What was it like? Even with what we call the Dad's Army, which are all the dads. And just drawing them, I was like, all right, we have this guy, and this face, and then this guy's wearing this collar, but they got similar clothes because they're all in winter gear. So which one who has the fur on? And then it's like it was driving me insane because these were like little things that I gradually brought into every character, and then suddenly I had to draw them all at the same time.
You have to constantly keep going back and referencing yourself.
Yeah. It's like, wait,
who's this guy? Oh, crap. And if he leaves this scene, and then this guy goes up these stairs, would that one mean he will be in that scene with this guy? All these little background characters, like, crap.
Yeah, where are you standing again?
What's my cue?
Exit stage left, please, for a little while.
Where's my mark?
I was just trying to think, because we have 7 kids, and there's like 6 dads. we're already at like 13 people, and then we've got Zedra, and then we've got this guy, and then we've got Strawberry, and I was like, oh crap. Like 30 was too much. I think it was like 20 people. Well, 20 people.
Oh jeez.
That's nothing.
All
That's
coming
just
together.
an Avengers comic on a good day.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I could not imagine drawing something like that, because everyone has their different suit and a different color palette on
And
each
people
suit.
will get so mad if you mess it up.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So
no, thank you.
So you are you more, long term, down the line with where you want to go with art? You want to stay in the indie comics world, or do you ever want to do more things with like Marvel, DC, whether that be cover work or interior stuff? Or is that more of a I wouldn't say no if it was offered kind of situation?
It would be something I would like to consider, because I did dabble in my early days when I started in the US market. I did do a Spider-Man issue, and I did do some Gotham Academy.
Yes.
But it wasn't enough for me to, get a foothold in those companies, because right after that I was like already running with a 4-year series with James, which made things hard.
Yep.
And I think I've grown out of wanting any of that. That makes sense.
Do you think you would do, like, if you got invited to do a cover for a character or something like that? Like, Scarlet was just doing a series, something like that.
Yeah.
No, covers is always fun to do, because you just play around for a couple of days. And that's it.
Kind of get to do what you want without too many restraints.
You never know sometimes. You never know what kind of restraints will come along.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, covers are always fun to do. Like, it's like paid fan art.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, if you don't have to be invested with the actual story and everything, just coming along and doing a cover
if you just get to do a cool fighting shot of them or something. Yeah.
Or not. Or you can just have them sitting at a coffee, drinking coffee. That's true. Coffee. At a table drinking coffee, and that will be your cover.
I'm happy. Some of my favorite ones are them, like, two characters just interacting in a totally normal setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
And there's a popularity also in like people like chewing bubble gum on covers.
Yeah.
Like, such an odd thing, but like it's popular.
There was the Rose Besh series that was Spider-Man, and it was Miles and Gwen playing on Nintendo Switches.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, coming back to My Hero Academia, all their covers, most of the ones I've seen, are just nothing to do with the story. Just hanging around.
Or it lightly references it's a character who's in that volume, but that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
they're
I'm talking about the ones.
Here's a cool picture
the ones
of them.
The ones in Shonen, in the Shonen Jump. The
Oh, you mean like the actual single, like, black and white sketches?
Yeah. There was like one cover
those
I
really
saw.
don't have anything to do with the story at all.
Yeah, it's like all the villains and all the heroes just hanging around.
Them all just dressed up in their Halloween costumes or something like that.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like. Yeah, just play around, do anything you want to do. But yeah, like, if I would do that, it would have to be like, if it was something other than a cover, it would have to be like a cool miniseries. Like, I don't want to overinvest.
Yeah.
Or because I think at the end of the day, I do prefer doing creator-owned stuff.
Yeah.
And say this moment of realization, like, yeah, I think creating your own stuff is actually more fun.
True freedom.
I'm thoroughly enthralled with the creator-owned stuff that you guys have made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, it's the freedom. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just sitting here just drawing away and not have to double check stuff. Like, I'll double check when we're building the story and building the layouts, but once I got everything,
make sure you don't forget a piece of jewelry or something you put in there instead of somebody else.
And not just that, like I was saying before, with the amount of pages that I got to add to the last issue just to make it work, you would not have that freedom with Marvel DC, because they have a strict.
I think too, a lot of that is you and James have known each other for so long that there's the trust between you guys as well.
What is that? The trust with Boom also.
Yeah.
Like my editor Eric, that we've been working with, I've worked with him on all of my boom stuff.
Really?
So I've done Woods, Wind, and Lucid Dreaming with him.
That's
the whole
wild.
thing. Yeah. So he's my 10 years.
That's really nice that you can
editor.
have that kind of consistent relationship within the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's more friends and family right now than anything else. It's
well, and I know Boom does technically have that first look deal with Netflix.
Yeah.
For optioning things.
Yeah.
Too bad they slashed their animation budget.
Yeah. Also.
But I don't know. I like Wynd is one of those series that I picked up and immediately I was just like, this is great. I like everything about it. I have no opinion other than I would like to get more of this. And it's just continued in that direction where I'm like, yep, whatever you want to give me, I will read it and accept it as the Gospel of Wynd.
Just be happy that it's been one book a year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ecstatic. Anytime I get to see that it's coming back, or I see you start posting, like every time we get the break and then you post the little teases of the art in the corner, I'm like, yes.
My social media has just been the worst ever since I've been doing Wynd. Because I had no time to do anything else.
Just
other than
draw.
And everything that I draw that I think is cool is a spoiler.
Yeah. So see, all you got to do is just give us like the corner of the rock and then the person's foot and just be like, wait till you see this panel.
Everything else on here is awesome, but I can't show you.
Puts hand over entirety of the two characters on the page. Look at the background I just drew.
Put it this way, even now that it's come out, that the whole thing has come out in issues next week, I still can't post things because there's a lot of people who read the books.
That's fair. I just get so excited every time you mention that you're working on it and that it's coming.
Like August next year to post.
Like, even know that people who haven't read the issues know that there's a giant is kind of a spoiler.
But like
in its own way. But we did put him on a cover.
Hand.
No, but you don't know what he is.
It's a giant hand.
Yeah, he's a giant bubbly person. He's a giant Hagrid.
He's a strawberry.
It's just his personality is so big that
couldn't fit in one page.
When we were creating him, it was like James was, hey, there's gonna be a giant and his name's gonna be Strawberry.
Okay.
I have to create something from this now. So it's like I just use his nose as
also,
the strawberry.
he lives in the mountains in the winter.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That didn't come up yet.
Oh.
No.
First came Strawberry, then came the mountains.
Strawberry was a conversation we had in book 2, and then as it was going along, like Strawberry was just a thing that I had to do at some point.
So do you feel like there's a lot more of that where it's you guys are like, hey, I want to make this thing, and you find a way to make the thing happen?
No, it's like it's part of the story, but as we were saying in the beginning, with it was initially supposed to be 3 books, things started to go further and further back and get pulled out. So we did start talking about him a year ago, but he didn't actually come to fruition until this year. And then we had the whole winter vibe. So it's like, oh, he's here, but he's not going to be those luscious greens that I drew. He's going to be a little bit muted because it's going to be covered in snow.
It's going to be a little less evergreen.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see what happens and get to put him somewhere else or bring more giants in. So like,
you'll be a little personal taxi. Take a ride on the Strawberry Express.
Travel around the world in a little bit less time.
I mean, he's the size of a building.
He's the fast travel version of things in this universe.
Right.
Strawberry travel.
Grab you and throw you.
Yeah. You can play catch with the other giants.
Well,
I got a slingshot. We're going to launch it real quick.
Grab everybody under his arms. Strawberry can throw Wynd and everybody, and then Wynd will just kind of soar and
just put the wings out and coast.
Yeah, we need to make Wynd a little bit buff, like give him.
Yeah.
Let's get our workout montage of him like flexing his wings. See them getting bigger.
Just send him his way. Like he's a little what do you call it? A little paper plane. Like.
So you like do that. Now it's your turn. Ready? Go.
Go. Yeah, we'll see where this goes.
I mean, hey, I'd still read it.
That could be one of those bonus panel pages we were talking about.
Just give me the inks of him being thrown like a little paper airplane. You've got York making the airplanes, and then you got Strawberry folding him up.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Bonus back matter for
this guy has been a very big inspiration for the colors on Strawberry. Been very good for me.
Nice.
Plus, he could be a Spritle. Little Spritle dog.
Yeah. So a little, what is he, the cabbage corgi?
He's literally a cabbage corgi.
I've seen those little figures before. We don't sell them, but I've seen them before in person.
I think they're called... It doesn't have a name on it. Something magical spirits, magical something. Very weird. Chinese word, Chinese auto translation title name kind of thing. Yes. Yeah, don't make sense.
It's what Google search said it was called.
Yeah, those are lovely. Like these have been a new treat. Been starting to get a lot of these. Have you seen these guys?
Wow. That's great.
It's tiger.
It's the year of the tiger figures, and this one's a boar, but he's a tiger.
It's the year of the pig of the tiger.
Love it.
And then I got another one, which is
the tiger man.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Great.
I love these guys. So yeah, filling up on knickknacks in this house.
Oh yes, we love the knickknacks.
I always have.
So what other comics are you guys reading?
Am I reading anything else?
I'm doing the interview now.
That's always such a hard question. Like, what am I not reading?
Another indie one that I've been really liking that I don't feel like enough people are reading is called End After End.
Oh,
okay.
It's by I think it's by Vault, right? And it's basically about purgatory. An endless battle of souls, and it's got like fey creatures and humans, and you're drunk as a skunk uncle, and yeah.
TMNT and
the covers of it remind me of the way that the covers were done between you and the main cover artist for Quest Decide. Like they all focus on the different characters. They're very character profile heavy with a very intentional color profile to each issue.
Yeah. D.B. Andre and Tim Daniel writing, and then Sunando C on the art. And then Liana Kangas was doing the cover Bs.
It's about the end of the world after the end of your life.
How do I know this? Tim is the graphic designer on the company. He's the art director.
Yeah. And he's doing the co-writing with D.B. Andre.
I tend to give anything and everything by Vault at least one chance. Engine Ward was one of my favorite books. Like I think it's phenomenal. And not enough people read that either.
God, my Vault pool list is just like everything from Vault right now.
There is a sound loop.
Oh no. Is it me?
There's a sound loop. No, everyone.
Oh.
I'm not hearing anything different.
I'm hearing everything again like 20 seconds later.
Let me mute. Unmute. Let's see.
Let me do mine.
All right, let's see now. Let's see.
Any better?
20 seconds. Oh, actually, I'm hearing something now. How about now?
It works for me. You're good.
That's so weird. Why is it doing that?
You're hearing it too.
I don't hear it now. I heard it briefly, though. It was like a couple seconds delayed. You're hearing it majorly.
Well, I think the internet is telling us.
I'm just getting all these weird expressions because everything is coming twice.
Oh.
We could wrap it here then, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's still
Go ahead and call it for the evening.
1 minute.
If it fixes itself while we do a little closing, then we could continue. But I don't know what would cause that.
Ollie, what you doing?
Hello. I'm like, where's my cat? Sleeping somewhere.
The other one. Yeah, Hard Eyes. You're hearing yourself?
And you. Everyone.
Still doing the thing. We'll wrap it. We'll give you a reprieve from the mass amount of noise you're hearing.
Yeah. So I guess let everyone know where they can follow you and find, what's going on as you're able to.
I feel like Professor X. Too many voices in my head. It's very weird. And now I hear my own voice.
Do you have YouTube open at all?
Oh, guys, Twitter was open.
Is that what it is? There we go.
Twitter was open and it had the thing. I don't know why it happened.
The delay.
All right, we're good. We're good. I didn't know this.
Oh man, I was just like, wait, hold on. It could be playing somewhere.
It's because I saw the YouTube link on Twitter before, and I was like, okay, cool, that's there. I just left the tab open, and now it just suddenly started.
Finally caught up. Finally loaded.
No, it just started. It just opened the stream now. For some reason.
Oh, so it just delayed somehow opening that, and then that was the timing.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
All right, this is one book I think you guys should read.
Yes.
Yeah. That was. I liked that one a lot. That was really good.
that was fun.
Amazing.
I posted that, and someone who doesn't read manga or comics was like, "Can I borrow that and check that out?" They have a cat, and it's enough to get.
Good way to get people into it.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The flicking through it because I saw this online. Maybe you posted about this.
It might have.
And I went to my comic shop. You're gonna have to bring this in. I want one for myself, and you have to bring more for the store. This is a good book.
It's so good.
Just the fact that this page here exists, where it's the cat coming through the hole, but in a whole new context. That this cat is gonna kill you, basically.
Yeah. So everything they did, like the whole like myths about cats being liquid and like all the different cat things. Yeah.
Oliver, do you want to come to the YouTube? No?
Do you want to be internet famous?
My cat Doyle is. I usually keep him out of the room when I'm doing this, or he'll be like knocking stuff down and doing cat things.
I'm gonna bring him in. This is an idiot. Come here.
He said no.
I shan't be carried.
This is a big boy. Ollie?
Fluffy boy.
Ollie? No? You don't feel comfortable right now? This is my fur baby. This is one of my fur babies.
I think I saw another like a darker colored fur one.
Yeah, I have two other black ones in here.
She's not in here.
No?
Yeah, she is.
Little mango.
She's tiny but fluffy.
I got an orange cat that I can actually just. He's my background, so. He is.
Never had an orange.
He has one brain cell.
He has one brain cell, but he's very loving at times and very destructive at times.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. He's a little bit extra like chewy and attacking.
Well, how old is he?
He's I guess he'd be 2 coming up right now.
Come on.
Yeah.
The baby.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I feel like, even more so than
10.
10.
My cat is, she's 12. Yeah, she's 12. She's an old girl. Had her since I was in high school.
Yeah. Some of my other cats. Some other cats, like, growing up. I guess, I was like 3rd grade when I got one of them, I think. So I probably don't remember exactly how he was when he was a kitten, but felt like they were like, they get that mix of the zoomies and stuff, but then would be more chill than my cat is.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 3 a.m.
No,
zoomies.
he is the most.
And like 5 p.m. and 2 p.m. and zoomies all the time.
Doyle.
All of that will stop soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then you just have the chill cat that just wants to eat and sleep. And
to be fair, I named him after Doyle Dormammu, the illegitimate child of Dormammu from Marvel.
Really?
Of the Dark Dimension. He's a Strange Academy character. I named him Doyle.
I haven't read Strange Academy yet.
He's I love the character, and he's orange, kind of, like his father. And
he's orange and kind of stripy looking.
And then later I realized I had the perfect Marvel cat I could have named him after. Goose. Yeah. Goose or Chewie, depending on comic or movie version.
Yeah.
Which is very weird why they changed the name, because you do own Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was weird.
Maybe they're going to bring Star Wars into the Marvel universe and they didn't want to confuse anybody.
They literally referenced Batman in
the
holiday special.
DC is canon in the Marvel universe.
We love it.
It's Marvel's way of saying DC is just a comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. They're nothing. Yeah. Plebeians.
They're just a story. We're real.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see where things are going to go with all this, the adaptations, the movies, and all that.
At some point, I feel like there's gotta be a reset or a stop. Or
my one fear is that you're gonna have to start watching everything to understand anything, and a lot of people aren't gonna want to do that.
I mean, the pandemic years have kind of destroyed all of that, because everyone has gotten used to just chilling at home and watching stuff. Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons why I haven't seen Black Panther yet, because I just haven't got around to doing it yet.
It did hurt.
And if I wait a month or so, it'll be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I thought I heard it's coming end of December on Disney Plus.
I think they said it's going to be.
They'll probably try and get it up around Christmas time for families to watch.
No, it's not. I think they said 2023.
Oh,
they're going to keep that one off because it's a bigger one. They don't want to.
It's making them enough money in theaters. I'm not
just in case they want to have holiday sales and everything. But it's okay, I might just have to wait a bit, because there's so many different things that I still haven't, caught up to.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Rings of Power yet.
I have not either.
I have. I liked it, but I also am not a big Lord of the Rings lore slut, so I didn't really care too hard about you changed something. It's okay. I'm a Star Wars fan. Don't talk to me about our lore getting changed.
The thing is
George Lucas changed his mind every 10 minutes.
Of course he did. When it came out, it was a decision. Am I going to be watching House of Dragon or Rings of Power? And I went with House of Dragon.
I did.
I've only gotten 2 episodes into that.
Listen, I crawled back like a cheap Westerosi whore.
So behind.
I was hello, sir, may I please have another?
I did not expect to like that show. After
no,
the way...
I very sarcastically, I was hanging out with some of my friends in Philly, and I just happened to look at my Instagram feed, and I was like, hey guys, the new House of Dragon comes out tonight. We all watched it in college. Do we want to watch it? Why not? And everyone was like, do we want to be disappointed again? And we sat down and watched it. We were like, who told them they could do this?
And what happened? You saw
good.
10 episodes and you're like, I need season 2.
I need more. I don't care that I know how this happens. I need more. I need it now.
It was too
I'm
good.
ready to be disappointed by what they do.
I'm ready to watch Matt Smith do questionable things always.
Yeah, but the thing is, at least for now, we have one good season.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Like, I was there
like
every day it came out. I was like,
you know, throne room court scene level good writing from the OG Game of Thrones. Like, it was Tyrion on trial levels of good the entire season.
Yeah, because you didn't have to play with 30 characters. You played with 6. And that was it. There was no jumping around. You're just with these characters for, it looks like, was it 30 years? 20 years? Basically. Of character development in 10 episodes.
And then they're like, hey, we're pretty much done jumping them up. I think there's one more time jump, maybe. And it's only going to be like a year or so. It's not going to be like massive time jumps anymore.
Okay. I like them. I like the time jumps. Because
I did, but I didn't.
What happened?
Certain things I did like, certain things I didn't. Like, I would have liked more time with the Strong. I think it would have been cool to see that relationship develop between him and Rhaenyra. But, you know.
The only one that bugged me was the second time jump, because I got really confused with the two kids, Aeon and
also the fact that Sir Kristen doesn't seem to be aging, but everybody else does.
No, I was okay with that. I was just weirded out because the tenant's son, who played Aegon in the middle part, looks more like
the middle son in the second part.
Yeah.
And
I got really confused. Like, what? Who cast these people? Like, literally, they are exactly the same. But
they did such a good job with the girls aging them up.
This is the thing, like the Alicent, I didn't understand. I didn't realize that she changed the actor.
Yeah, they looked like they just cast them as older adults.
Yeah, it was the same. But the
kids were noticeable.
No, Rhaenyra was a change, but I was okay with it. But Alicent, I was totally dumbstruck. I was like, this is a different person? Really? Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. But yeah.
I've got to catch up on so many shows right now.
Yeah, you don't watch anything.
Those two, Andor.
Andor was phenomenal.
Yeah. Plus, Chainsaw Man. I gotta watch. I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen finally.
No. Chainsaw Man. And I don't care what anyone's saying about the use of 3D animation in the animation. That show has wrecked me. The 8th episode destroyed my soul.
I'm waiting to watch it till it's all done because I care about the animation, but I think the plot is so mediocre.
Had you read before? Or
no, I've only got the first book, which is literally like the first episode or something. First 2 episodes.
Yeah. I have a feeling I know what happens in episode 8 because I've read through it. So
I was clueless. I was
the snowball fight.
In the face.
I don't remember what it was called.
I was like, I don't know what episode you guys are on, if you've had the snowball fight or not.
I haven't watched Chainsaw Man yet, but I'm thinking of like what happens plot-wise in
the 8th episode was the introduction of the Katana Man guy.
Oh, okay. So you're only on the Katana arc. All right.
So there's a slaughter.
He is there. That's what matters.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him, but the things that happened while the moment he showed up was
he's drunk always and just wants everybody to leave him alone.
So anyway, the Chainsaw Man has 4 more episodes, I think. I think it's 12. The whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
so in a month.
Changing the game.
That's on the list to watch. So many things. I've just been doing so much reading recently. Like I started reading more novels and
put everything away to game.
And then Pokemon came out and I've been trying to play that and I'm like,
I have to read.
Yeah. Let's see. My shelf's over here. The top 2 there are to be read.
Single issues to read.
I think those are single issues
to
read.
Over in the corner.
Here. Those have been read. That's been read.
Okay.
It's a mix of I think that the ones that single issues are to be read are mostly from like Kickstarter comics. And,
did you start your Pokemon adventure?
I did,
and the game didn't load very well, so I was like, I'm gonna wait for them to patch it and then I'll come back.
I think they patched it.
They've done one patch. It's just very slow to load. Like, you'll run through an area and you'll be halfway through before any Pokemon load, and it's like, hey, that's kind of not the point of Pokemon. The point of Pokemon is that you're supposed to run into and interact with wild Pokemon. You're not supposed to be able to get 2/3 of the way through a location and have nothing happen.
I feel like that didn't happen for me, but like I also love that you can dodge the Pokemon if you don't want to deal with them.
You can very easily avoid them.
There's some but
a lot of it was slow loading. One of my friends keeps recording his glitches and sending them to me. So his Pokemon used Shadow Ball, and the Shadow Ball moved, and the character, just the face, became the Shadow Ball instead of shooting the Shadow Ball. The face just started floating.
The weird thing is, I finished the game.
A lot of people have already finished the game.
And I didn't have any issues other than lag.
It's 50-50. A lot of it is just lag. A lot of it is people who are trying to do just too much at once. A lot of it is, it's just 50-50. You can play the game and have no breaks. And I've watched people play, and every 5 minutes they're falling through the universe.
Oh, geez.
I never had that. The only one big issue I had was the game crashed, but I was playing it for like 6 hours.
I've seen a few people whose Pokemon just straight up don't evolve. Even when they go to like manually evolve them, it just doesn't evolve.
Wait, there's one Pokemon I cannot. There's one Pokemon I can't evolve. I tried for hours.
It might be one that you caught during the glitch, and you just have to. He had to restart his game because it was his starter Pokemon that could not evolve. It was someone on the internet. Could not evolve at all.
Oh, wow.
No, mine was Palmy, the little Pikachu clone. He needs a very specific thing to evolve to his third evolution.
It was like he literally just hit the level remark and it just never.
No, but my guy, he's level 52 right now. I was like, I still can't evolve him. This is driving me insane, because the only way he evolves is if you have him in your party and you have him out doing battles and walking with him for 1,000 steps. I've been walking around half the place for at least half an hour, and he still doesn't evolve.
So you gotta have him out. I don't know if you can do it, because like the way that people are breaking the hatching is you ride your legendary around for 1,000 steps and it's real fast. But I don't know if you can have a Pokemon out and be riding.
But it just won't let it.
No.
Yeah.
He has to be out with you, because if you run fast, he goes back into the ball. So he needs to be out with you for 1,000 steps before changing level. And I said, all right, you're off the party. I cannot evolve you. You're stuck in this middle state. You're off the party.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I finished the game and I was like, maybe I continue doing the post game. And literally the next day I played like an hour and I put it down. I was like, I'm done. Like I cannot even, figure out half these evolutions, because a couple more need steps, and then another one needs to be in a multiplayer fight, and then another one needs very specific move
I do miss
set.
the days when Pokemon was a lot more of a solo game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to go do raids with people or play online or do multiplayer.
I play a lot of Pokemon Go now, so I'm kind of used to some of those things, but
I hate it. My Pokemon is for me and me alone. GT. I don't want to interact with people. It's the reason I'm playing a video game.
There's also Discords that Discord groups that help you go in. Oh, well, we were both loading the
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what this is. Why are we giggling?
Nice. Did you just do the
Mega Raids? Level 49. I'm nearly there.
I'm 37.
37? Come on, man.
So I started at the very beginning.
My second account is 40. Come on.
But I started at the very beginning, and then I didn't play it for like I played for a little while, and then like there was probably a 3-year gap where I did not play.
Yeah.
I would be up there if I kept playing.
I have
and recently
1,400 shinies.
I do not.
About 220 perfect IV Pokemon.
Nice.
Up until now. And only yesterday. Okay, you're a baby. Only yesterday I got a Pokestop approved in my house.
Nice.
And it took me years. And I had other people putting notifications and everything. You have a gym also.
And
that's free money.
Right? Somebody like literally just like somebody else in this apartment complex I live in requested it, and I was like, "This is amazing, thank you." I don't have to leave my apartment, and I have a gym which I'm currently in. Oh wait, am I? Is that me?
These are the dreams I have.
There we go.
Hold on, I'm here. Let me fix that problem.
Right, and then it's got to stop. It's so nice. Yeah, I love it.
Like I'm only having this dream since yesterday. Like, oh, I don't have to leave the house. I can just spin the stop. I'm good.
Yep.
Like even throughout the pandemic when we had lockdowns, I was like conserving my balls, conserving everything.
Yeah. Like, can I get out and go spin a stop? Not run into people.
We couldn't leave the house. We had the whole different system than the US. Okay. We had a message system where you could only leave the house for a specific reason, being doctor, supermarket, walk the dog, something like that. So if you were stopped in the street, you have to have already sent a message to the government, and they would check that your message has been approved to leave the house for like an hour.
Wow.
So I was like constantly saying I was walking the dog. I don't have dogs. So
it's a virtual dog.
It's a virtual. Yes, of course. I'm walking my Mewtwo.
My Mewtwo dog.
I'm the dog.
We're nearly best buddies.
The cat's on a leash.
Listen, I doubt you get outside time in prison. You should be allowed outside time outside of it.
Oliver here is the size of a dog. He could be passed as a dog. He's like a small goat in size.
That's why I'm afraid my cat's gonna like be at some point.
He is huge.
He's gotten big. He also is like deceptively like if he sits on you, like puts his paws on you, you don't think it's gonna hurt, but it's like he's just pressing down
all the weight.
It's like where does this weight come from? You don't feel like this if I pick you up, but it's all in the paws.
What are these feelings? Why are you pushing on me so hard?
Why are you putting your paws on my throat and pressing?
Yeah.
Don't know. Oh, you need food. Okay. Just to briefly go back to you. I never got around to answering because we had the technology things going on there. Whoops. Okay. This is one that I'm reading and really loving right now.
Oh, I love Samurai Doggy too. It's been really good.
I've seen images. I have no idea what this is.
It's a Samurai Doggy.
Yeah, the dog's family gets killed.
No, kidnapped. He gets his family gets taken.
Mom gets killed.
He's left for dead. Yeah.
Mom's killed. Families of siblings is taken, and he's left for dead. And then he grows up. Santos's art is really cool. But yeah, it honestly feels like it's got more of a manga.
Oh wait, Land of the Living Gods. I did a cover for that.
From Aftershock.
Land
of the Living Gods.
I did the variant for the first issue.
One.
That was Santos. I know that name.
Oh yeah. Santos did the art on that. Yeah, you're.
I was looking at the description here. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That is cool. Yeah.
I have this one, Blackout, that Santos did. I haven't read it yet, though. think that came from Behemoth.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, haven't gotten around to reading it yet. It's in that giant TBR pile.
One of these days.
Yeah, that one's a really fun one. Aftershocks had a delay on some of their issues recently, so we're still waiting on the next one for that.
What else do I have here that's cool?
Boom's got a lot of stuff on my list right now. Behold Behemoth, Grim.
Yeah, by Tate and Nick.
Yeah. What's the other one? Briar.
Yeah.
Briar's been really cool.
Yeah, issue 2 just came out for that one.
Yeah. Boom's on like several issue 2s that just popped out. Damn Them All, Briar, and maybe that's it.
I mean, we're living in the golden age of comics. There's too many good comics
Time
out
at the
there.
end of the world.
I'm reading so many that I genuinely cannot remember what I'm reading. That's the problem.
Yeah. I have this. I have my pull list actually on a sticky note up on my other screen. I'm like looking through it. Just yeah.
I have a very small pull list, but I do a lot of shelf shopping.
Yeah.
Noctera's finally about to come back.
Which one?
Noctera, Scott Snyder.
I
love that book.
Yeah, because we're getting another one shot, and then it's probably going to come back with the next arc like they did last time.
I rarely pick up issues. I pick them up only if I'm like, I'm just gonna go straight into this. But I did pick up Kaya.
Yeah, Kaya's been shockingly good.
Yeah,
I've heard good things.
Did
not get it.
I remember being a part of some newsletter that Wes did, and he gave half the first issue, black and white, like over a year ago. I was like, oh wait, that's the same series. It's the same series. I didn't know it was going to be. I had no idea it was coming out because I just remember, reading the test Ashcan digital thing that he put out a year ago.
Didn't they put something like that in? It was in one of the. It was either in Skybound X or something. There was some preview for Kaya in something that Image put out, but I felt like the art was black and white in that.
Well, the one I read was black and white. The one, it's the same thing. It's black and white.
Yeah, because then when I saw it pop up on like the previews website, and it had the previews pages and they're all color, and I was like, I swear I read this in black and white in the little preview of it. What's happening here? I think that was why I ended up not adding it originally, because I was like, I don't know which way it's coming out.
One of the other things that I picked up, and I feel very privileged being a European for this book. Oh God, it's too heavy.
Is it die? Oh.
See, this is the hardcover of Step by Bloody Step.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I don't recognize that title.
Yep, no, it's Step by Bloody Step, but it's the French edition, which is just a giant, huge hardcover.
Is
no dialogue in the entire thing. I loved it.
Is Simon Spurrier French?
And Bergara. No, he's English.
He's English. Okay.
Yeah. He's a Brit.
Okay. I thought probably, but then you're like, you're saying there was a French version, so I was like, maybe.
No, they did a joint publication with Image. So Image put out issues for the American market, and they put out the hardcover straight away. So then, the Image version came out first, and then this one came out just before the collection came out in the US.
Okay.
Makes
sense.
So I opted straight for that.
Yeah. I'm reading Damn Them All from him right now, and that's been great.
No, Sai's great. And Charlie. Like, seeing Charlie doing more comics is good.
Yeah. having fun with that one.
Yeah, I weirdly like the really low to no dialogue stuff. I like the art-driven story content.
Oh yeah,
I'm a very big fan of show me, don't tell me.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't need to have balloons in every page, in every panel.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to
you pay for the artist to do their work for a reason.
I'd like that. Like sometimes you just want to see the character get up and make breakfast for a couple of pages. You know, bring in the mood and not have to have.
I'd rather
like,
see them look sad than have them state I'm sad.
Yeah, these are the reasons. Yeah. That and going back to Chainsaw Man, that's why I love the last episode, because there was like a cool 4-minute scene that was just very cinematic, not too overdone, not at all anime. It was just cinematic goodness of character going around the apartment, getting.
Oh yeah, stuff. Aki just doing the chores.
No, it was what's her name with the one with the eye patch.
Himeno.
Yeah, she was like walking around the apartment, getting stuff, getting a beer from the fridge, and the camera was like inside the fridge, and you could see her getting, and then she's like walking around with a POV from her eyes. It's like, this is very cinematic.
That's awesome.
And this is like a good 4 minutes of a 20-minute episode that then just goes off the rails after that.
Am I going to watch Chainsaw Man after this? Probably.
Oh yes.
Probably.
Probably.
I hadn't got around to reading the first book yet, and then the show had started, so I was like, maybe I just watched the first episode, and I had no idea what I was watching.
Yeah.
And I was in tears at the end of the first episode.
They were like, when I was reading it, there were points where I was like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. But I love just like looking at this art, and I love the action. I love what's like just looking at the characters, the motion, and like what they're doing with the artwork.
The series is way more emotional than you expect it to be. Just the fact that the main character had everything bad happen to him in life, that he enjoys every single thing he gets. He's like, this is a job that will get me food in my mouth, and I will do it until I die. Just because I can eat food. Just because I can have the option to eat something. I was like, this is too hard. This is very real, and I did not expect to be this real about a show with a guy with a chainsaw on his head. Yeah. That's why it's been like a big surprise for me. More of this, please.
It was one of those ones like when I started reading it and Jujutsu Kaisen at the same time, and I'm like, you guys are kind of starting in these weird similar positions, and this like supernatural thing happens to you, and and I'm like, it's the style of the manga, of course, but I was like back and forth. I'm like, wait, which character's in which book again? And I had to like pause reading one to read the other.
Remember every names.
I'm so bad at character names when I like just read it once.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right.
I just recently saw the movie they put out, the Jujutsu Kaisen movie.
Flame Zero, yeah.
That was also way more emotional than I was expecting to see.
Nappa went off the rails with that animation. That shit was so good.
Have they put the movie on streaming yet?
It should be on Crunchyroll. I think it went up in September.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. I think it was last month. I think it was one of the first things I saw. Not last month, a couple of weeks ago. One of the first things I saw when I finished. I actually had time to just be a couch potato for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Everyone was singing the closing song when I went to go see it in theaters. We're all such nerds.
Well, at least you get that kind of stuff in theaters. We don't get that here.
Oh yeah, we had to fight though because they only put it out for like 2 days. So me and my friends were like, everybody request off.
In Greece, we have a very, very bad thing with animation. They rarely put out the English versions. So it's
most people prefer the Japanese versions.
I know, we're talking about any animation.
Oh.
Like, I wanted to see Spider-Verse, and I did not see it in cinema because it was not available in the English language. It was only available in Greek. I was like, I am not going to watch this in Greek. I want to watch the full experience with the voice actors that have been put in this movie. Yes, I do not want to see it. And everything, like the last movie I saw, which was an English dub, was the Batman Lego movie. And that was only because it was for 1 week. 1 week. They had it in English, and in the cinema I went to was a multiplex. It was on 7 different screens, and only one of them, for one showing per day, was English.
Oh man.
Yes.
I guess
so going into the cinema, like the whole cinema was full of expats people. It was like everyone who was
just trying to watch it in your native language.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Things I've never thought about being an American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything
else.
It's like getting movies in like Spanish and stuff here, or like getting them with subtitles if you have hearing problems.
I mean, I've lived like 20 years. I've been living in Greece, and everything is subtitled. So I'm very used to watching something and actually having
to read it.
That's the only. That's the one reason That's the one thing that I didn't know when I went to the eye doctor for the first time. They asked me, because I was in Greece, so can you see subtitles when you're watching TV? I was like, I don't read subtitles. I listen to everything in English. And then when they pointed that out, I was like, okay, yes, I cannot read the subtitles. I'm gonna need glasses.
And suddenly,
that would be me. Could not do it without these. But, yeah. I think we can wrap things up here. We've been on 2 hours.
We did a cool 1 hour.
Yeah, an hour of wind, an hour of fun talking.
Yeah.
Definitely want to have you back on when we get into the next arc of Wynd.
Yeah.
Yes, no problem. I'm down.
Anything else that you're working on right now besides you're just doing like covers with Vault still for some other books?
Nothing yet, but I do have like 3 covers to do before Christmas.
Okay.
On various things and get some other things going, but I will have more to talk about that when the time is right.
Do you know how long of a break is going to be between the next? So we get the next issue of Wynd, and then there's going to be the graphic novel and the hardcover, and then TVA.
That's going to be a discussion that we need to have, because we did.
Hopefully, going to give you a little bit of a break.
Yeah, probably. I might have a bit of a break, yes, because we did end up doing in this very hectic program for the first 3 years, which was just a constant one after the other, just to get everything out 1 year apart. Even though this 3rd book did start a little bit later than we wanted it to be, because all the previous ones were released in the beginning of summer.
Mm-hmm.
So by October, I think was the latest, it'll be all wrapped up. So that this whole thing, because of we went a little bit back, that's why the 3rd book is not going to be out in spring. It's going to be out in summer.
Okay.
So all these little things push things.
So maybe this time next year we'll be kicking back in the Wynd.
We'll see. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Hey, it's a great Christmas gift for me if that means I get to bring him home with me for the holidays.
I still have a list of Wynd stuff to do. Like we're not done. It's gone to print, but we still have to fix the rest of the hardcover and the softcover stuff. Like I made a map for the books, because each book has a map or something.
Love it.
And this one without
Forever Expanding. Well, we know about Strawberry and where he is.
It's a fun, quirky thing. I did the escape from prison as a map.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't want to do any extra world building without, overthinking things. So I was like, I'm just gonna make a cool map, which is gonna be how the dads got out of prison, the way the first book has the map of Pipetown that shows how and where Yorick had to leave.
Everybody goes.
So it's kind of like a similar thing. The second book was the weird notes from Teak.
Yeah.
In the second book. So I was going to go for one of those again, but I didn't know what I didn't.
No, I like that. I like the dad map.
Yeah, the dad map. The dad's army.
Dad map's the way to go.
Dad squad.
Dad squad.
Yeah, that's already been made, but now I have to figure out the rest of the stuff and the cover.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where can people follow you to hear about news of releases and things?
Depending on Twitter's fate, even though I don't use Twitter that much, because it's a hard medium, because I cannot do the talk all the time.
No.
I do use more my Instagram sometimes. I will be better at using it. So it's like my Instagram is The Wooden King. And hope to God that I can keep on using that app, because
maybe
Hive
Social when that comes back. Hive,
which one?
Briefly, Hive Social when that comes back.
It has gone away.
Hive is gonna have is that nobody's gonna trust it now.
Yeah, well, they're like, we're not coming back till we fix the servers and everything. So
they got hacked. Yeah, a lot of people's personal data and information was showing up in other people's accounts and whatnot.
That is not what I had heard. They had said
that's what my friends.
No data actually was leaked or anything happened like that, but they had someone point out some security flaws to them, and they.
Okay, maybe it was a different app that was doing that then, because there was one that like you would log into it and it would literally just take you to somebody else's. Like you'd be in and then you'd click profile and it would just take you to somebody else's like email, password, all that.
Hive was not having that.
Okay, that's somebody else then.
I was using that more. I briefly joined Mastodon and I just stopped using it because it was impossible to use.
Yeah.
But I'm still on Twitter because
it hasn't completely lost.
It's still there. The comics community is still pretty strong on there. So
I am going to be sad when Twitter fails and I have to find all of the artists I have on Twitter somewhere else. They're all Japanese creators.
And that's the main thing. I went on Hive because a lot of creative people went to Hive, and it was easy to follow some of them over there.
Some of them. Because generally the one thing I realized before it went down, because I didn't realize it went down, because I just remember going in one day and like, hey, it's not showing my posts. I'll try again later. And I didn't go back in. I realized you couldn't search anything. You would put in, you would go to search something and it would just give you profiles. It wouldn't give you posts. And if I pressed the hashtag, I put like Wynd on a hashtag on one of my posts, and I clicked that and it would only show my posts with the hashtag.
Oh, that's annoying.
It wouldn't show generally. So I was like,
what I was doing was I would click on one of those hashtags, and then you could save it in like the top right, and then that would show up on like the explore page kind of thing.
Okay.
That hashtag would, and then you could kind of sort through posts on that. It's a little bit like, I think they ended up adapting like multiple different social medias, it felt like, but not necessarily taking everything that we liked about one. They took parts of it, and so it's gonna have some growing pains.
I think we're in a very weird position generally with social media, because Facebook has 100 different problems, and I've been constantly having problems with my page and my Facebook profile, because at some point they synced, and then most people couldn't see my Facebook profile. They would click on my name and it would go straight to the Facebook page, and then I got that fixed, and then now it's the opposite, because they just synced the names. The Wooden King, which was on Instagram, they just synced it onto everything else, and then it's like all under one URL that doesn't go anywhere. It's like, okay, that's destroyed. Instagram is a whole different level of craziness and that half the things don't work and the algorithm is just
algorithms trash.
Yeah. Like I've got to the point where I post things and like 100 people watch it, see my posts. I'm like, I do have nearly 13,000 followers. So where?
Yeah. Like 5% of my followers end up seeing a post, and I'm like, why am I posting? And then I posted something like controversial in my story, and suddenly, instead of 30 people seeing the story, 100 plus people were seeing the story.
The only story I saw reach 1,000 views, which all my stories like middle around 200 or 300 max.
Yeah.
Was when I posted that I tested COVID. I was like, why is this showing up on everyone's post and everyone's feed and not everything else when I'm trying to promote things?
I posted about CGC destroying my books, and that suddenly people were looking at it, and I'm like,
I mean, hey, rightfully so, because.
But when I talk about good comics and like things like that, positive things, it goes nowhere.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. Like, what is the algorithm doing anymore? Like, all I want you to do is just show it to the people who follow me.
Yeah.
Nothing else. But it doesn't even get to these people.
Well,
so yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're in a very weird social media crisis because nothing is working the way it should be, and we might need to all take a break from social media.
I think
since everything's not working
from that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I post when I got to, and especially like promote when we have people on, talking to people, and
it's pretty much the only time I post is when we have people coming on.
Your page
it's weird that.
Well, and I do it all day at work, so I think it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't feel like I need to make a post about a book to generate. You know, if I want to talk about it with people, I work there. I'll talk about it with the people that come into the shop.
Yeah.
So it just kind of died because of that. It's like, well, I don't want to have the same conversation 20 times a day.
It's kind of like we're going back in time a little bit to a post social media, like 10 years prior.
Yeah.
Miss actual connections.
Yeah.
We don't just want edited pictures of other people doing things.
Yeah, like 4 times a week, I spend at least 2 hours at my comic shop. That's how I start off my day. I hang out there just talking to people.
We have plenty of regulars that just come in every day as part of like their little, trip around where they, they work in the area, they live in the area. We're just part of their daily routine.
I pop into my shop probably twice a week, usually at least. But
I think we all strive for more human contact, especially after these past 3 years.
Yeah,
need a little bit more of FaceTime and not actual FaceTime.
Yeah, one-on-one interaction with people.
So if people are wanting to see what's happening, just specifically go to the people's social media pages. Don't trust the algorithms to show it to you. And seek out the information. I think that's the moral of the story.
Even better, just send me a message and ask. I will glad to answer.
Yeah. Awesome.
Just no weird questions.
Don't harass me about strawberry.
Yeah. Adaptation questions and stuff like that. Nope.
Yeah. It's something that can't be talked about.
Yeah.
For now.
Hopefully later. Comes back.
Hopefully later.
We'll see.
But thank you again for coming on and talking with us. It's been lots of fun.
That's about our favorite book.
Yeah, it's my favorite book too.
Good. It's nice when the people making the thing actually like the thing and want to share it and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wynd's a good boy.
He's the best boy. He's the best boy in a crop top.
Yes.
Perfect. You'll see next week. You'll see.
Man.
I will be snooping around to see what you say about the last issue.
I'm gonna send you a full page picture of me just being like, he got a shirt. You put clothes hands on him.
Finally make it to the store.
Yeah.
Kidding. But thanks everyone who's been watching off and on. I know it's a longer
It's
one,
a long one.
A lot more fun. So anyone who's popped in, I appreciate that.
And anybody watching it on the rewind.
Yes. And
sorry for the Professor X moment in the middle where I was hearing multiple voices.
Technology does some weird things.
Maybe you were just Professor X for a moment.
I mean,
I've never seen the two of you in the same room together.
Who knows? This hair is gone for a reason.
all that mind reading. All right. Well, see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.